SpaceX's insane, mind-blowing $3.4 billion space factory. Elon Musk wishes to finally relocate a portion of SpaceX's factory to space. You know, there are highly fragile electronic components that must be created in a dust-free environment. While companies can carry out production in enclosed conditions, where items like this may be manufactured safely, it will never be as clean as space. The silicon chip, which serves as the brain of microprocessors, is an example of this sort of electrical component. There must be no dust in the environment these chips are manufactured. Not only that, Elon Musk must devise a method to lessen the pollution and industrial noise caused by SpaceX's facility on a regular basis. Also, keep in mind that the Starship will need to fly from Earth to Mars, which will necessitate maintenance, as well as a base above the Earth's atmosphere where it may store its fuel and prepare for a launch back to Mars. And it does not need to go from Mars to Earth to have all of its technological issues sorted out. Elon grew concerned about all of these, which is why he collaborated with Varda to construct another SpaceX branch. This is Techspace. In this video, we will tell you everything you need to know about insane SpaceX $3.2 billion gigantic space factory and how Elon plans to build it up there in the space for the purpose of maintaining the Starship and the production of contaminant-free electric components. This is Techspace, and if you're new here, we specially invite you to join many of our lovely fans. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell. It motivates us to produce more fantastic content like this, and you'll have a lifetime access to all of our high-end tech videos. What if our green Earth suddenly transforms into a toxic and disastrous environment? Has this thought ever come to your mind? As a result of numerous industrial production, consider Russia's missile launches practically on a weekly basis, as well as the chemical factories that emit harmful chemicals, which could result in the malfunctioning of our lungs and harm our ecology. SpaceX does not wish to add to it, and Elon is now interested in moving the company's manufacturing factory to space. He has finally chosen to collaborate with Varda Space and create a factory in space, similar to the Starbase. Will Brewy, Delian Asaroff, and Daniel Marshall created Varda Space in late 2020. Will Brewy is a former SpaceX employee, whilst Asparoff and Marshall are both affiliated with Peter Thiel's Founders Fund. They've already raised more than $50 million in a single year. The company hopes to harness the benefits of microgravity, which can only be found in space for extended periods of time, enabling the production of innovative materials such as bioprinted organs and specialized semiconductors. The firm believes that the potential market for such materials is large enough to justify the effort. SpaceX chose to join their league when the Varda began research into establishing an industrial space station in orbit. Because of the low gravity and lack of dust particles, precise technological items such as computer chips may be created with greater accuracy and quality there. The Falcon 9 rocket will launch the platform upon which the space factory will be built. For the time being, it has not been known if SpaceX intends to employ the Falcon 9 for this reason, but the cargo transporter ship can be used for the same purpose. After the platform is completed, it will require an electric energy configuration for full functioning. SpaceX and Varda might use solar panels, avionics, and batteries as a source of energy to operate the facility. During the early stages of development, Varda Space intends to link at least 3 Photon spacecraft. They intend to use them for space manufacturing that does not require human interaction, as opposed to the International Space Station. At the end of any manufacturing, the vessel will be outfitted with re-entry capsules that will transport the created items back to Earth. Varda will need to produce more than a few hundred kilograms of materials in its initial production in order to scale. As a result, despite its small market share, the company will concentrate on high-value items that command premium pricing. And lest I forget, there is no risk of contamination whilst making items in space. The items produced will be of great purity. Crystalline structures, semiconductors, pharmaceutical components, and optical cables are a few examples. The space factory is expected to be operational in under 18 months. It is a collaborative effort that will benefit everyone, an economy of the first world country, Varda executives said in their statement, and also adding that working with SpaceX gave them the most cost-effective and dependable approach for putting the mission into space. It must be realized that we will industrialize space. If this is accomplished properly, the amount of carbon created on Earth will be reduced, and there will be fewer health problems caused by pollution. It will also draw several benefits, one of which is the decrease of microgravity. Their financial health is greatly dependent on how much money they spend on launch costs. According to Delian Asparoff, co-founder of Varda, the company is quite excited about this new development, since it would not only save them money, but also help them broaden their reach. Varda predicts spending around $7.5 million to launch an Electron rocket carrying a 200-kilogram payload into a sun-synchronous orbit. SpaceX launch, on the other hand, will cost less than $1 million and will take less than an hour. Funding is also an important aspect in Varda's success, even if SpaceX must contribute in the project in some manner. Keep in mind that Elon is dealing with a lot, which has undoubtedly taken millions of dollars out of his pocket. Considering all of the projects he has to accomplish, I mean the Starship and the production of the Raptor engines, at least 39 of which will be installed in the entire Starship. That is the Super Heavy and the Starship on top combined. Also note that SpaceX wants to produce over 1,000 Starships that will be launched into space. That amounts to 39,000 engines, in addition to his other successful Tesla company. Of course, these are big projects that will all require finance to function well, and the Space Factory has recently come into the picture. Do you think SpaceX and Elon can meet up funding of all of these projects? Let's ride on. Aside from all of these funding challenges, their biggest goal is to create a re-entry capsule that will allow the materials to return to Earth. Re-entry is more difficult since the shuttle will be moving so fast that it compresses the air ahead of it. The compression of air layers is rapid, causing the temperature of the air to rise as high as 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit, which heats the shuttle's surface, and that is why the heat shield is attached to the Starship's body. But the challenge is, how can the company protect the vessel's production materials from this high heat? Another issue is that both processes and equipment will be subjected to high levels of radiation and will have to endure solar flare exposure, which may impair production accuracy. As a result, the goal of constructing a factory in space may be ruined. Elon has always considered how promising manufacturing some products in space could be, since the space is vast enough and plants can occupy as much area as possible for free and without environmental regulations, as related to what the FAA is currently demonstrating towards the SpaceX Starbase factory in Boca Chica. Two fundamental challenges have prevented space manufacturing in recent years, and they are a lack of specialized platform and a lack of soft return. If both companies can provide a viable solution, additional manufacturing companies that require high precision output might also migrate to space and create a factory there under the umbrella of Varda and SpaceX. And that alone will generate decent money for both companies' future investments. As of 2021, Varda employs 16 of the top aerospace engineers. Several of them are ex-SpaceX personnel. According to their co-founders, the size of their company grows to 40 by the time of their initial launch. Their working principle is mainly targeted towards launching space-made products more quickly. Previously, the International Space Station functioned as a platform for producing things in space, but no specialized space factory has ever been established. Their maiden flight will be launched as a rideshare with another SpaceX rocket, preferably the formerly utilized Falcon 9 due to its high payload threshold. According to Asparuhov, their company is distinct from others involved in in-space manufacturing, since they focus on how their goods offer value to the Earth rather than only contributing to space. He also added that there are quite large marketplaces for goods like semiconductors, fiber optic cables, and pharmaceuticals on the ground, just as we pointed out earlier. So they want to construct items that are more specialized in space and would otherwise have a harmful influence on the environment. The Falcon 9 rocket will be used for the first time, especially for testing space manufacturing technology for up to 3 months throughout its journey. The re-entry capsule will thereafter be anticipated to return to Earth with 40 to 60 kilograms of material retrieved from orbit. Each re-entry capsule will be accompanied by a Photon satellite that will serve as a mothership. It will also contain solar panels, avionics, and batteries. They can also update the propulsion system to construct a satellite bus for interstation cargo delivery. Do you believe Varda and SpaceX will be able to create a factory in space? Please do well to share your thoughts in the comments section below. Until next time, please like, share, subscribe, and whilst you're still around, why don't you click on one of those flashing videos on the screen for more content?